You can own a piece of Toledo history. There's going to be an online auction for Fort Industry Square in downtown Toledo. Inside the buildings, beveled and stained glass windows, chandeliers, wrought iron gates, museum quality doors, and decor, and much, much more. We are starting right away tonight with breaking news out of Sylvania. Mold found at Whiteford Elementary School. Parents of students at the elementary school getting an email today stating the school has undergone air and physical testing, and the results of that testing are pretty unsettling. Another possible step forward in Toledo's Regional Water Commission. Tonight, Perrysburg City Council will vote to join 8 other communities in getting their water supply from Toledo or elsewhere. Blair Caldwell, she's been following this from the beginning. She's live from Perrysburg with more for us. Blair, what did you find out?
They're going to be here even overnight into tomorrow trying to contain this fire. Now, one of the things that they wanted to point out about containing this fire is there is some very expensive equipment they're trying to keep the fire from. There's a crane, a Metal X crane off there in the distance that they're really trying to keep the fire away from. They've used the assistance of a drone earlier to keep an eye on the direction of that fire, keep that contained.
And the game is also kicking off high school football season. Jordan Strack joining us from Start High School. Jordan, here we go, and it is a great day for football.
Oh my goodness, it's like Christmas right now, you guys. We are so excited.
Congressional Republicans are huddling with President Trump today, talking gun safety legislation. The House is pushing the Senate to take up its universal background check bill, but senators have been working on their own version. Republican Senator Pat Toomey is trying to revive his bipartisan bill with Democrat Joe Manchin, an effort that failed after the Sandy Hook shooting.
Here, and then that will either be...
Port Clinton police today with their third update of the afternoon, getting us up to speed with what they know, and they're struggling for answers. But I think their biggest thing is they're appealing to you at home. If you in the Port Clinton area, the whole county, have seen this young man, please say something.
We've watched this evolve since Friday morning when Harley Dill went missing. He's just 14 years old. It seems the concern at first, though, is that he's just ran away. Maybe was staying with a friend. It quickly seems to have accelerated into they're really concerned about where he's at. I mean, he's missed Christmas. They've looked through neighborhoods. They've looked through the trailers. You heard many of those reporters talking in that press conference, asking a lot of the questions that they just can't answer right now.
He left for school at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. They have surveillance video confirming there he was, but there's no other camera video in the Port Clinton area.
That being said, Port Clinton police believe that he is safe at this time. They have no reason to believe that he's not. They're hopeful that he's alive, and they just want him to come home. If you can help, again, please call Port Clinton Police. That's 419-734-3121. That's 419-734-3121. As you know, it always takes a community in times like this to bring the children home. So please make that call if you know anything. We're going to get now to a tragedy in Six Lakes area of Michigan after a body was found. Toledo police investigating an aggravated robbery in central Toledo. It happened Sunday afternoon around 2:30 at the Rite Aid on Monroe near Detroit. Right now, flames continue to torch the Metal X scrapyard in Delta. Fire crews have been fighting this fire for almost 24 hours now. Amy Steigerwald spoke with officials from Delta. She's live at the scene right now. Amy? We start with breaking news right as we come on the air. Toledo police on the scene right now of a motorcycle crash in West Toledo.
This is happening just a short time ago at Jackman and West Central. That's where we find our Emma Henderson. Emma, what have you learned?
Maya says she's sticking with it. Sarah's been drinking it for a year and has no plans to stop. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Queens, New York.
Speaking of veggies, vegetarians are at a lower risk of heart disease than meat eaters, but at a higher risk of stroke. Researchers found vegetarians and vegans increased their risk of stroke 20% by not eating meat.
Yeah, perfect pool day for those pools that are still open around.
Maybe somebody.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find one.
Kristi says she has a pool open.
Hey now, don't ever need everybody coming over to the pool.
Tell everybody. It'll be over.
All right, I'll see you there.
CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.
To lay in bed, to wash your clothes.
Ronald McDonald House makes every effort to make sure these families are comfortable in their own private spaces. But what happens outside of these rooms is even more healing, connecting with other families facing uncertain times. TARDA's new transit hub is one step closer to opening up here in downtown Toledo. Leaders holding a ribbon-cutting ceremony today. TARDA renovated the old Goodwill at the corner of Cherry and Huron Streets.
Thanks for sticking with us tonight on WTOL 11 News at 5:30. I'm Dan Cummins.
And I'm Kristi Leigh. We are starting off this week downright hot, and we're wondering, are we going to get a break, or is this here to stay?
Let's send it over to Robert with a look at your first alert forecast.
Gosh, 25 years.
It's a long time.
Good job, Robert.
How much longer you got to go?
To get 25, long time.
All right.
Not saying anything about Robert.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
And a lot for us to look forward to, because we have news at 6 coming up in just a little bit. Stick around. 31 people who won't go home again. 31 people whose families and friends will miss dearly.
A deadly weekend, 2 mass shootings, one of them just a short drive down I-75 in Dayton. Today, the focus is on those lost. Figure out what prompted the gunman to open fire and what's being done to prevent this from happening again.
We want to get right to our crews in Dayton for the very latest from there. Amy Steigerwald live in the city's Oregon district tonight. Amy, we know it can't be easy to be out there.
Bring us inside all the excitement. Hey, Kristi.
Oh man, Andrew, there's barely a dry eye in this place. It is just, you can feel the emotion. There's parents in here that never thought they'd see their children get to experience a prom, and this is a prom like none other. Every guest that comes in, their cameras go off, they're cheered on, they come in on a red carpet. I want to introduce you to one of the guests tonight, Amanda. You come to me and come in. All right, look how beautiful Amanda is. Do you feel beautiful? Because you certainly look beautiful.
Yes, I am.
Awesome, and how's it feel to be here tonight?
Fantastic.
What's your thing you're looking most forward to?
A crown.
A crown, yes, you're going to be crowned queen tonight. Everyone gets a crown as a king or a queen. Are you going to dance?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, we're going to get down. I'm going to dance. Is it okay if I dance with you?
Yes.
Do you want to introduce me to your buddy? This is your buddy tonight. How do you enjoy it tonight?
Oh, it is amazing. It is one of the most incredible events. To have this in Defiance, Ohio is just pure joy in this room. And Amanda is just a doll to be with. We're having so much fun.
She's so sweet.
She's a blast.
She's definitely a blast. And that is why there's so many volunteers here to experience this. And this is happening all over the country, all over the world. A night to shine. And it certainly is going to be one. We're going to go dancing, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. I got to get going. But for now, reporting live in Defiance, Kristi Leigh, WTOL 11.
Kristi, thank you. Arts, crafts.
In response to the mass shootings, President Trump stressed combating mental illness over new gun laws in a White House address. The president endorsed so-called red flag laws, which allow law enforcement officers to take weapons from potentially dangerous individuals. With the temperature staying above 90, like Robert has said, how do you keep yourself safe and know the signs and difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion? Dan Cummins live in downtown Toledo to keep you safe. Looks like Dan might have heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Dan, you okay? Dan!
You know, Kristi, I am just great. I love it like this. We've had nearly triple digits in heat index today. The way I keep cool, Kristi, quite honestly, I just pretend or imagine I'm just sitting on the edge of a pool with my feet in the water, staying nice and cool, and I have a nice cold bed.
We are now just days away from the Susan G. Komen Northwest Ohio Race for the Cure. It's a day of support, empowerment, and strength as we celebrate the survivors. But it's also an intensely emotional day as we remember those not with us anymore. This year's Toledo race is in memory of Lola Harder.
Yeah.
This was with you also. I think you took that picture, Mary.
Yes, I did.
It's been 6 years, but her absence is still palpable.
Very special.
Yeah.
Feel blessed to have had her in my life.
Me too.
Yes.
She was a friend to all. Lola Harder, a beloved wife, mother, grandmother, and always a big smile to match her larger-than-life personality.
And you couldn't get enough stuff on this girl.
Yeah. She loved her jewelry.
Big jewelry. We called her Glitzy Girl.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, and she said, I used to call her white trash. Because she'd always have all this stuff on. And this is one of the things she gave me. Anyhow, she said, now you're white trash. And it really meant a lot. It really did. And I wear it off and think of her all the time.
Therese Mauders says Lola had a zest for life.
She was a Christmas nut.
Oh.
Everything in that house was Christmas from top to bottom. I don't know how Bob ever done it, but he did it because she told him to.
That's right.
Bob and Lola were married almost 31 years.
This good-looking woman come around the corner on Halloween night with her children, and she was my little hobgoblin. It was history from there.
Bob embraced Lola and her kids.
A great person. She was as beautiful inside as she was out.
Lola was a huggy person. You never left her without a hug. And she always would give you a big hug, which we loved, you know. That's the type of person she was.
A loving person, an extremely strong person, they would learn beginning in 2012.
The technician said, "It looks like calcium deposits, but I don't like this grouping." And he contacted the gynecologist who told him to take a biopsy. And it was at that time we discovered she had cancer.
Bob says they were terrified, but had a plan. Lola chose to have a bilateral mastectomy. Rose Butler spent the night after surgery with her.
We cried, we laughed, and that was really special. One of the best nights, even though we had many vacations together that I loved with her, you know, but that was priceless, you know, for me, and I'll never forget that night with her.
Dozens of rounds of radiation followed, and then a clean bill of health. So Bob and his bride decided to take a little trip, but while on the way, a call from the doctor.
It had returned. It had metastasized. And about 3 weeks later, she was gone.
She's so giving and loving. We just miss her like crazy. We do.
Was a hard fighter. She would never give up. Positive attitude through everything.
I've always said, if I ever have to go through that, I pray I can be just like her and how she handled it. Because she was amazing how she handled it. And she went through a lot.
What do you think that she would tell us right now as we're sitting here crying?
Oh, wow. Suck it up, I'm fine.
And I know she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
She said, "You go, girls." That's the way I was.
As their team shirt says, Lola did not lose the battle to cancer. God took her out of the fight before she could win the battle.
And we will see her again.
Yes, we will.
That's all that matters.
Her friends and her loving husband, they certainly carry her positive attitude forward clearly. I so enjoyed getting to learn about Lola, and she's perfect for the Toledo race because she, according to Bob, embraced everything about Susan G. Komen.
And being together, married 31 years, Bob still keeping her legacy alive by engaging with Komen.
Yep, he'll be there at the race day, helping out in the kids area and carrying on her legacy, like you said.
Quite amazing.
Yep.